What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to be building a branded general store live, showing you guys everything from A to Z. Now, some of you might be wondering why I'm showing you how to build a branded general store and not a one product store or a niche store. And my simplest answer is that I do not discriminate against any store type. I love running all of them. I started off really only running one product stores because I learned how to segment the data initially when I was first beginning for one product, so it made things a lot easier to scale and to be able to test products the most efficiently. Now, fast forward a couple years, I do like starting with branded general stores now because it gives me the flexibility to test a lot of products in a short period of time, which a one product store never really allowed me to do. Usually what happens is you create this really nice branded one product store and you end up testing it for longer than you should because you get emotionally attached to the work that you put in investing in building out that brand, and that infrastructure revolved around just that one product. So you feel the need to force that product to actually work and convert, even if it's not a winner. That's why, especially if you are a beginner and you haven't found that winning product yet, I suggest that you test with a branded general store style so you can give each product a one product store feel, but also have the flexibility of testing as many products as you want. Now, if you're new to my channel, I have a free 30-minute consulting call giveaway in every single video. All you need to do is like this video, make sure that you are subscribed, and make sure to comment something down below, whether it's what you thought of this video, a type of video that you want to see in the future, or just simply the word ecom tide. Each participant is allowed up to 5 entries, so just make sure that you comment anything that you want down below, anywhere between 1 and 5 times for a chance to enter for the giveaway. And so make sure that your post notifications are turned on so that you are notified when I upload new videos, because usually I select a commenter within 24 to 48 hours of each video being launched. So before we hop into the video, the winner of the last giveaway will be shown right here. So please DM me so that we can book your call as soon as possible. Now let's hop right into my computer and let's build out this branded general store.
Most of the time when these people be talking, I don't even hear them.
Now we are going to be hosting our website on Shopify, of course, because it has the most simple integrations and apps and tools to use when it comes to our dropshipping business. So what we have to do is go ahead and set up a free trial. So we're essentially getting 14 days free to experiment around with maybe some product tests, or to see if we like the design of our store, or if we wanted to sell on Shopify at all. And you can get that 14 days risk-free. So before you actually go ahead and set up the store, I suggest that you have some type of business name in mind. We're gonna get into that a little bit further into this video, but for the most part, have a Gmail set up for your store, or you can use a temporary one here, and then you can go ahead and change it later. So I'm just gonna put in some sample information for this part so that we can get to the good stuff. So now they're gonna ask a series of questions and revenue goals and stuff like that. All right, so now we are in the back end of our Shopify dropshipping business that we just went ahead and created. So now the first thing that I'm gonna do is download the theme that I love to use. When it comes to themes, do not overcomplicate this. There's plenty of free themes out there that you can use, or if you want to invest in a more premium custom theme, you can go ahead and do so according to the style of your brand that you want to convey. So in this case, I'm gonna go ahead and integrate the theme Debutify with this new store. So all I have to do is go ahead to debutify.com, click on free download. Then we're gonna go ahead and put in our information and our .myshopify.com URL. So since this isn't a listed app on the Shopify App Store, we just have to go ahead and install it. And now we're just gonna click add to theme library. This will actually give us access to being able to go in and manipulate the aesthetics of our website, the footer, the header, the product page, the homepage, all of that good stuff. And now we can go ahead and customize the theme. Now, before we get into the customization, I want to really quickly touch upon how to add your legal pages, because this is super, super important when it comes to your dropshipping business, because you want to make sure that you have everything laid out on your website somewhere for customers to access in case they need help with something, or for them to understand what their data is being used for and things of that nature, so that you don't get in trouble and so that the customer is very comfortable going through and checking out on your website. And for any particular area of your website that you're struggling with setting up, I'm going to actually leave some timestamps down below so you can navigate to the area that you need help with the most. But I highly suggest you just stick around through this entire video so that you know exactly how to go ahead and set up your branded general store, or your one product store, or your niche store. So we're gonna come down here to settings, and we're gonna go to legal. Now, Shopify already has these preset templates that they provide to us. We just have to go in and manipulate specific areas where we might not want our specific home address to show, areas where Shopify might have one thing in, for example, the refund policy that we actually want to have different for our business. So just make sure you actually read what they have and edit the things that you need to edit so that it's tailored and customized towards your business practices. So we're gonna go ahead and create from template. And now I just have some sample emails and addresses in here that are actually inactive. So if you wanna go ahead and change the email or the address, all you have to do is click either Command F or Control F and search the specific location of the address or your email so that you can go ahead and change it to whatever it is you need to change it to. And now the only thing that is not generated automatically from Shopify is your shipping policy. You want to make sure that you go ahead and put in your legitimate shipping times, explain what is happening to your customers' packages from point A all the way to point B, so that they're very, very comfortable in understanding on why it's taking long, if it is taking long, and how it is going to get to them in a safe and secure way. Now, once we have all of these pages saved, we're going to actually go in and create a few more pages that are going to help with our customer user experience. And we have to organize the navigation of our website when it comes to our header and our footer. So we're going to go to online store, pages, and we're going to add a couple of pages here, such as our contact us form, our about us page, and any other pages that you want to go ahead and include. Now, obviously, go ahead and take a little bit more time to actually create some sort of a mantra or a brand message or story so that it actually converts a little bit better and maybe resonates with the customer better than just saying, hey, we're an awesome store, you should buy from us, and we're gonna make sure that we treat you right and sell you great products. Now, another page you're gonna wanna have added is an FAQ page. Now, this is super important if there's a particular product that you're selling at one point in time, or if there's generally a lot of questions on certain specific things, such as maybe sizing or variance or shipping, or all of these different things like payment methods that customers can use, that you can all include in your FAQ, so you can answer a ton of questions in one shot without having to go back and forth with the customer via email and prior to their checkout, so that they're a lot more comfortable making that decision on the spot, as opposed to anything driving them away from your business. Now, if you are creating a general store and you don't have a specific product that needs certain specifications, like maybe sizing or color variations, then you can just go ahead and use a preset template, kind of like what I have here, that is pretty cookie cutter towards any business and any product that you do want to go ahead and sell. And lastly, we're just going to make our contact us form. We're going to keep it very simple right now, but in the future, if we want, we can add things in this message box that say something like, please add your order number, your email, and your name, and the most information possible associated with your order so that we can help you as best we can. And for template suffix, just make sure that you go ahead and select page.contact so that there's a preset form that Shopify provides for our customers to be able to fill in information very easily. So now that we have all of our pages set up, we want to go ahead and figure out our navigation between our header and our footer pages. So for the header, I do something very specific that's unique that a lot of people don't do. but I like doing it because it makes my branded general store feel like a one product store for every single product that I'm marketing. So I don't like to have home, I don't like to have catalog, because I don't want the customer to have the idea in the back of their head that they can navigate somewhere else on the website. I want to make it seem like that's the only product that they are there for, and if they're not interested in the product, they can go ahead and leave. But if they are interested in the product, they won't have any interest in navigating elsewhere and maybe being turned off by some of the other products that I have on the website. So instead, I like to have my header as FAQ, about us, and contact us. So now that we have our header set up, we want to go ahead and integrate some of our legal pages into our footer. So now that we have our navigation set up with our header and our footer page, we want to go ahead and install some additional apps that we're going to need to import products and to add things like reviews. So the first app we're going to download is Oberlo. Now you can use Shopify or de-essers or any other app that you prefer. Just have something that's going to make the process of getting a product from AliExpress or from your manufacturer onto your website quickly and seamlessly. I like to have some form of quantity pricing app that allows customers to order more in order to save money. I also like having post-purchase upsells, email marketing apps, and things of that nature. I'm not going to go into too much depth on the apps, but there's a lot of different things that will enhance the experience of your customers and increase the average order value of your business so that you can end up making more money. Things like pre-purchase upsells and post-purchase upsell apps are so important. I love apps like Candy Rack for pre-purchase upsells and Sweet Upsell and Zipify OCU for post-purchase apps. But at the bare minimum, this is really all you need to go ahead and set up your entire business. So now before we go ahead and import a product, I want to talk a little bit about business names and logos. Now, this is something that a lot of people, including myself, tend to overcomplicate. That for a branded general store, you have a name that's broad, but that's not something like a compound of common words like trendy gadget or shop mall or something along the lines of that nature. You want to make sure that it sounds more of like an IKEA or a West Elm or Skims, where it might be tailored towards a specific set of products, but you can't really tell just based off of the name because it's just a general overall brand name that doesn't have any specific keywords in it like a one product store might have, such as theofficialposturecorrector.com. If you confine yourself to a brand name like that, you can only sell one type of product. Whereas if you give yourself a name like IKEA, you can sell whatever the heck you want and just add that brand name in front of the product, and it'll seem very natural and organic. It won't seem out of the ordinary. So you can say, get the IKEA posture corrector, or you can say, get the IKEA ring light. And whatever you say in front of that product name is not gonna look suspicious or out of the ordinary. Now, when it comes to logos, I like to keep things very simple and just use Canva and create my own. Or sometimes I'll go ahead on Fiverr or maybe Upwork and just pay someone $5 if I'm working on a really cool brand and I want some different ideas from people that are more skilled than me. But try not to overcomplicate that process as well. If you're stuck on names, one thing that I like to do is actually look up root words that are translated in Hawaiian and then go to websites such as Namelix or Random Business Name Generator, where you put in those keywords and then you just configure around some of the letters to find the combination that is available for purchasing a domain and that looks very clean. So now, for example, I just looked up the Hawaiian word for worm and it's opala. So what I would go ahead and do is go to GoDaddy and mess around with different combinations of this word. Usually the main word is obviously going to be taken, but if you go ahead and change some of the lettering, you can find something that is available that sounds pretty good. So there you have it. I basically added an A to that main root word, and I was able to find a domain that doesn't sound that bad and that's available. Now, if a lot of different variations of what you try are not available, you can do something as simple as adding the word shop in front of it, or maybe adding NYC or CO at the end of that main word. So now once you figure out what brand name that you want for your store, you can literally go ahead into Canva and just pick a font that looks very clean and looks nice. I already went ahead and created one, but it's super simple. It took me like 30 seconds, and I think it looks pretty good and pretty simple. A lot of people overcomplicate this process, and you really don't want to, because you want everything to be very quick, thorough, and efficient when it comes to your business, because you're gonna have to test a lot of products on your branded general store. So you don't wanna waste time on little things like your logo. Just make sure that it looks clean, that it's simple and minimalistic, so that you can go ahead and focus more of your attention on those product tests. Now, just to show you what I mean by minimalist logos and how they succeed for many other big brands, if you go ahead and look at Skims, it's very simple. It's just a unique font, but it's essentially just the brand name and the letters mapped out. Now, the second thing here we have West Elm, which is a huge furniture brand. Literally just the name West Elm in a different styled font as their logo. Very simple. And lastly, we have Sephora. It's literally just the word in black letters. Build out clean enough landing pages for your product. You don't need a crazy fancy logo in order to convert your customers. So now that we have our store name and our logo situated, we're gonna wanna go ahead and import our first product. So now this is very simple. You've probably done this before if you know anything about Shopify dropshipping. Basically, you can just download the Oberlo Chrome extension and click this button down here, and it'll automatically import it to the Oberlo application. Then you want to go into your import list, and here you can modify your descriptions, your pricing, product name, and product images. So going back to that branded general store name, we came up with Moala. So we're just gonna call this the Moala mat. So I'm calling it the Moala Comfort Pro mat because I think in the description that I prepared for this product, I had some kind of fancy name like that, but for the most part, you want a branded store name like that you can virtually put in front of any product and still have it sound pretty smooth and clean. Now for the description, I've already gone ahead and prepared a very basic product description for this product, integrating different visuals and also text. If you want to learn more about the style of how I create my product descriptions, I'll leave a link to my product descriptions YouTube video somewhere down below this video. So now when you straight copy and paste from Word, sometimes the images don't carry over. So I highly suggest that you go ahead and manually import those images if they don't copy over, and also include different moving visuals such as GIFs or short videos in your description as well. Usually customers are converted best through the actual visuals and not necessarily through the text. So try not to have too much text and try to focus a lot on really high quality visuals. But for the sake of demonstration, I'm not gonna go ahead and add all of those images. We're just gonna use this basic textual description. Now, if your product has multiple variants, you can go ahead and manually go in and enter the pricing that you want for each variant. For here, I'm just gonna mark up the cost of each unit by about 3 times. Now for a product like this that has multiple variants, you're probably gonna wanna go in and customize the name of each variant, whether it's the color or the size, just to make sure that your customers know exactly what it is that they're getting. And it looks better than just a number or a configuration of how the product appears on AliExpress. And now just select the highest quality images you can find. And if you can't find any that are that good, you can go ahead and try to research some competitor AliExpress listings or some competitor Shopify brands and go ahead and take some of the best images that they have on their businesses. Or you can just go ahead and order the product on Amazon and actually take custom footage yourself. So now we're gonna import the product to our store. So now we're actually gonna go ahead and customize our homepage. So all you need to do is go to online store. Make sure that you go ahead and actually publish Debutify. So almost always when I go ahead to build out my websites, I want to preview it on mobile because that's where most of my traffic is going to be coming in from. And right off the bat, I'm going to throw on my logo. So now that we have our logo in, we want to set up our homepage in a way that if customers came via search engine optimization or SEO through Google, they could easily access all of our products. Now, we don't care too much about how our homepage looks because we're almost always going to be bringing customers to a specific collection or a specific product landing page. And we actually don't want them to navigate to our homepage where they see that we have all of these different products to offer. We only want them to focus on the product that we brought them to our website for. So we're gonna get rid of most things here except our newsletter, our featured product, and our welcome page. So we're gonna actually go ahead and click over here in order to customize the image that we have on our welcome page. And I'm just gonna put in a stock image that Shopify offers to us that gives some type of positive and happy vibe. Now, of course, if you have a one product store or a niche store, you're gonna wanna make this an image that actually relates to your product or your niche. Now we're gonna keep it super simple for now, again, because we're not gonna get into too much detail, but just have your brand name here and have what you want them to get to. If it's your specific product for your one product store, shop the official posture corrector or whatever you wanna put there. Now for the featured product, you're gonna wanna go ahead and put most likely your best seller, or if you have a one product store or a niche store, your best collection. Now, if you don't want to have product sharing, you can go ahead and actually disable your product sharing so that your social media icons do not show up down here. You're going to want to add a quantity picker. And then you can go ahead and customize your newsletter with whatever you want. If you want to do weekly giveaways to your audience, or if you can say maybe subscribe and save 5 or 10%, whatever you choose, you can put that here. Now for the guarantee section down here, you can put whatever icons you have. There's literally hundreds of them that you can just go to Font Awesome, rate the hyperlinks right here, and then just put in a specific line of code. And then you can just put in the icon name and add whatever you feel is most important about your business that you want to express here. Now our homepage is almost done. You're just going to want to set up your About Us section and then go ahead and change your color scheme. I like keeping a black, white, and then a third primary bright color, such as a light green or a baby blue, but you can choose whatever color best fits your brand. So we're gonna go into theme settings, colors, and we're gonna change all of these buttons to whatever the color our logo is, or whatever we want like the buy now button to be and things of that nature. Our goal is to keep all of that to one main bright, positive, happy color, or a color that fits the niche market that you are selling in. You can go ahead and copy what's called a hex code. This will allow it so that when you go into your other customizations, you can just paste that same color and not have to eyeball what the same color is. And if you don't like the font that Beautify already gives you, you can just go ahead and go into typography and change the font for different areas of the website. Now, before we get into our product page, which is going to be the final part of our website build, we want to go into the advanced settings and remove a few things. So we're going to go ahead and remove show breadcrumbs, and we're going to remove the back to top button. Now we're pretty much good to go. We're just going to go ahead and check up on our product page. So for your footer, I suggest that you find a much better color scheme. I might go ahead and actually change this real quick because I really don't like it. I'm not a huge fan of that either, but I'm not going to be a perfectionist. So now again, if you want to remove product sharing because you might not have an established social media brand for your business, you can remove product sharing here. You can remove product tags, and you can also remove big product title. We can also add testimonials if we didn't want to go ahead and add a review app, but I prefer having a clean review app over these testimonials, so I'm going to actually remove these. Now we're also gonna wanna put our logo on our checkout page, of course, and we're gonna change the colors here as well. And that's pretty much it with our product page. Sometimes things take a little bit of time to actually load and update, and at other times, and sometimes you just have to go to different areas of the theme settings in order to find specific colors for specific areas of your website. Now, all that's left for us to actually go ahead and do is customize our confirmation email and set up our shipping. So we're gonna wanna go into settings and notifications and actually find our confirmation email. And we're just going to make sure that our logo is added on there. And there's also this really, really cool script that Jonathan Zamora included in his store creation YouTube video that I highly suggest you guys go ahead and check out. I'll have his video linked somewhere in the description of this one. And it's really, really cool. It allows you to actually have a custom confirmation email that includes a button that allows customers to track their order directly on that confirmation email. So obviously you want to go ahead and customize this with what you actually want to say in your confirmation email, or you can use that script that you can find in the video down below. And then you actually want to come over to customize and just add your logo. Now we're almost done, obviously, with the exception of adding your payment methods. We are finally going to go ahead and set up our shipping. So now for shipping, we're going to go into settings, shipping and delivery, and we're going to manage the rates for our store. Now keep in mind, you are going to have to add products to certain shipping zones, and there's going to be two main zones, and that's domestic and international. So you need to make sure that if you're driving traffic from places other than your home country, that you actually have the pricing and the shipping options included. So now we're gonna delete these shipping zones that they provide for us, because more often than not, you're not gonna be able to provide USPS shipping or DHL, and we're gonna create those two main shipping zones. So I'm gonna create a domestic shipping zone, and I'm just gonna say standard shipping, and I'm gonna charge $2.95. Now, if you want, you can also add a premium shipping rate if you want to offer expedited tracking or premium support or anything of that nature. But for now, we're just going to keep it as one flat fee. And we're going to set this same identical setup for our international shipping. Now we're pretty much done here. You're just gonna wanna go ahead and add the domain that you come to the conclusion on. And of course, you're gonna wanna put a little bit more effort than I did into the actual landing page. Maybe add some clean reviews, update those color schemes, add some custom images, GIFs, visuals, use the style of text and typography that you wanna use for your business, and add those apps that you're going to need in order to convert customers more efficiently. And lastly, you're gonna have to add your card information so that you can make that investment into your website hosting, in addition to buying the actual domain, which I suggest that you just go on GoDaddy.com, and it's a very easy integration process into Shopify. And then once you remove the password to your website, you are ready to rock and roll. So that's all for today's video. I hope you guys got a ton of clarity on how to structure and build out your branded general store. You can keep this exact same formatting for your one product store or your niche stores as well. This is just the style of store that I prefer in order to test as many products as I can in as short of a time window as possible, so I can find as many winners as possible and scale them. So I hope you guys can go ahead and implement some of the strategies that we talked about today in structuring your business. And if you want to see anything in the future, just make sure to leave it in the comments down below. If you like what you saw, please leave a thumbs up on this video, as it helps me reach and help more entrepreneurs. And other than that, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.